Hey, ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. We didn't want to wear headphones in this studio because I think it just looks too podcasty and no one wants to see it. I didn't think you were wearing headphones, but I just realized that they blend in with your hair and your shirt.
I have always worn, these are like old school plugged in headphones that I have always worn that have a special sheath on them because
a special foreskin. I wanted to talk about, I am going to see Backstreet Boys.
I'm so jealous. They were my first concert.
But it's my first time. I've been to like 3 concerts in my life. Like I just kind of am always working, and a friend floated it and I was like, okay. And like I naturally kind of like took over organizing it because no one was saying anything. And I was like, I bet I can get us rooms and whatever. It's like herding cats, getting a group of moms to all where I'm like, we should buy the tickets. Then everyone's just like, I'll just do whatever. And you're just like, listen, like I'm doing a podcast. I'm traveling. I also have kids. Why am I sending seat options? It was like, and everyone just kept being like, I'm down for whatever. I'll do whatever. I'm like, great. Everyone owes me $1,500 for these seats. I don't think so. Let's pick cheaper seats. And I finally did it.
So you have your tickets. You're squared away.
Got the tickets, got the hotel, possibly have a dinner reservation. It's going to be, you've got to show up to Vegas camera ready because we're going to land like late in the day. And then you got to go to the show. Mm-hmm. And then in one of the sweetest things ever, I was like, I'll just take the 6 a.m. flight, the 7 a.m. flight the next day. Like I'll just leave Vegas because I always leave Vegas as fast as I can.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, ooh, there's a noon flight. And I'm so reflexively used to just getting out of there so I can get home. And Noah was like, why don't you sleep in and like not come home tired? And I was like, it occurred to me that I might sleep in a foreign city if I didn't have. Okay, maybe I will get a coffee and not give myself heartburn and be out of breath racing to get to the plane.
What an idea.
It does feel really good to earn your own money. I'm like, I'm going to take some of that money. I'm going to go see a concert. I'm just going to go. I never do stuff like that. I don't know. It felt really good. A lot of people's like lives are this. Like we saw Fish 57 times. We're going to the Sphere. I'm so excited to see the Sphere. I never get excited for stuff like that. I've never even been to the crypto.com arena. Yes, I have. Have I? For Disney on Ice. But I'm not a big venue person. Like people, like it's their whole thing. And I like my agent goes to like a different rave every night. And like, that's why he won't call me back. And so we're going to see the Backstreet Boys because it's easy and you know the songs because you were a teenager. There's not a lot of bands that I celebrate like the whole catalog.
Which boy is your favorite boy?
I don't have one. That's the thing. Even when I was in high school, I was like, I'm not sold on these grown men. Like I just was never into like the sculpted hair of AJ or maybe I'm thinking of NSYNC is Chris Kirkpatrick.
Yeah, you're thinking of. Can you name the Backstreet Boys?
Yeah, I can. Aaron Carter.
No.
Right? Oh, he died.
No.
That was his brother.
Nick Carter. Brian Luttrell. AJ McLean.
I said AJ.
Kevin Richardson.
These are the most basic names. Like these aren't even hot. Kevin Richardson is like a kid that grew up on your block. Like I was never attracted to these grown ass men. I did see Backstreet Boys in high school, but like you're just going for the music, not for like the sexual chemistry.
You have to have a favorite boy in a boy band.
Probably the blonde one.
Nick Carter.
I guess. That was like not a thing for me in high school. You know who I had a big crush on? Mark McGrath.
Oh.
Look how that worked out for me.
What, you're not married to Mark McGrath? I'm sorry.
Spoiler alert. All right. Well, you guys have questions and we have answers. And we're here to be your big sister. And we have our beautiful new set, which I will continue to point out well into us having it. But I'm excited about it. And we're ready for some hot takes.
All right. Hi, how do you stop thinking about an ex who says they love and would love to do anything they could to fix things and be back together, but their actions tell a different story, yet they can't see it? How do you put down boundaries and self-respect enough to cut yourself off and truly forget?
Well, you're not going to forget. And that's essential that you don't forget. That way you never go back to them. But once again, we've been left with very little context. That's it. That's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you are dead set on not being with this person, it's not hard to make someone go away if they're not doing something illegal. But I think where people falter is you say you don't want communication, you don't want to be with them, but then it's like, okay, I'll shoot you a text. Okay, I'll engage. Okay, well, it was your birthday. Hey, just checking in on you. The kindest thing to do is stand behind what you say and be done. That's what you do, because if you're giving this person mixed signals, I also think, if they're offering to do anything to fix it and their actions, actions are what we always have to listen to, but you also have to be a woman of your actions, and you cannot reach out when you're bored. You can't meet up for coffee to break up, but then still hold their hand. Like when you're done, you have to be done. It sounds like maybe you're not done. The cruel thing is to say that you're done and to keep crumbing them. So that's my answer. But oftentimes we're not done. Oftentimes, and you're saying their actions speak differently, which means that you keep giving them chances. So you have to decide when you're fed up, because they're just going off of what you're saying. A little context. Yeah. That's a juicy one. I wish we had more of that.
That's how they were able to let it be juicy.
You just want people to see your cat. You just
I'm
shifted
showing
your
you that a
camera over.
fight was happening, but it stopped because I was showing. Hello, friends. My name is Kayla from Pocatello, Idaho. I'm writing in with a family drama question that feels very on brand for the show, though this one feels like a doozy. I had a baby girl, Olivia, back in 2022. Unfortunately, she passed away.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No one other than me and my husband got to meet her. That being said, we have a little boy, Calvin, 2, and a little girl, 10 months, named Violet. My mom and grandma keep calling Violet Olivia, and it's really upsetting. I tell them it's bugging me, and they say they are doing their best to stop calling her the wrong name, but they do it multiple times every time I see them. Got any spicy comebacks to shock their system? I just want them to knock it off and learn my daughter's fucking name. She is her own person and not a redo baby. Thanks for any tips, tricks, hard truths you can spare. P.S. Calvin has absolutely nothing to do with story, but if you and Emily say my kids' names on the podcast, I will 100% be telling both of them they're famous. So Calvin and Violet, Iliza, you say it too.
You made it. Calvin and Violet, shout out to you, the most famous babies in the world.
Shout out.
Listen to your mother. Go to bed. That is so hard. I'm also a little confused because you say only you and your husband met Olivia.
She was born back in 2022. Unfortunately, she passed away. I would imagine she passed away quickly.
Right. So I'm saying for her to have left such an indelible mark in their minds, and were you talking about that name before she arrived? Were they living with you? It's just so odd.
It's very strange.
It is very strange. Is there some sort of unresolved business? I think it might be worth sitting down with your parents to be let's talk about this. I'm not saying this is it, but it feels like there is an attachment to that name. I feel like I'm doing a psychic reading. I'm getting an O. I feel like there's an attachment to that name, or maybe it's something around is there a blame there? Did you make a call and the parents think there was something you could have done? I think it might be worth, from a soft place, sitting down, and also sometimes out of fear. One time I was at a party and I was talking to some people and I turned to a girl and I said, "Nice to meet you." And this comic, who to this day, I'm I think I've met you, I've never really spoken to you, laid into me in front of other people about how we'd met before, how rude that was, forgetting that I do more shows in a week than she's probably done in her whole life, and was so upset and rude with me that I forgot her name. And then for a little bit, I was okay, I should remember this psycho's name for the future, even though there was no reason to remember her. We had never spoken. We had never chit-chatted backstage. It was so shitty and jarring. I blocked out her name. My brain, in order to save itself, now I to this day, I can't remember her name. And I think it was a PTSD, act of self-preservation. And I'm saying this because if I saw this girl again, I even may not recognize her face now. I've also had 2 children since, so like, give me a break.
She's going to kill you.
I wonder if there is that fear of like, don't spill, don't spill, don't spill. You're going to spill. As a comic, don't say the word fuck. Don't say it. Don't say it. You're going to say it. I wonder if it's this like reinforced, like in the military, they're always like, you know, don't be X, Y, and Z. And so there's like positive reinforcement. If you're like, do this. With kids, we do that. We're like, don't scream. All they hear is scream. So then they scream. I wonder if there's something where your parents are like, don't call her Olivia. And so now all they're thinking about is Olivia, Olivia. I wonder if there's something there and it warrants like a conversation and like a little bit of grace, even though that really hurts for you. Because everybody's operating from a place of anger or fear.
When it's her mother and her grandmother both doing it. And it's like, I could understand it a couple times, but at this point, it's just like.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Sit down and be like, calmly be like, this is why it hurts so much, because you're acting as if this other child doesn't remember. And it makes me have to think about my dead child. You know, I think there is a fear there, and that's why it's coming up. The grandma, I don't know. She's probably 900 years old, like whatever. Yeah. And it is frustrating with our parents. Like my mom and stepmother always refer to my dog as he. I don't know. And it's just like, but why? Like, why can't it just be like, there's 2 genders for dogs. Don't come at me. Like you can at least be right half the time.
Yeah. Mix it up.
I think it might be worth it to just calmly just put your feelings on the back burner for a second and to just be like, why is this happening? I also wonder how long it's been happening.
Right, because the baby's 10 months, Violet. And between Violet and Olivia, there was Calvin. So obviously they weren't calling Calvin Olivia. Now it's Violet. So there's been a whole other kid in between.
There's something there. There's something there. And it was the first, so that leaves this mark for sure. But for it to be this long, I think they're operating from a place of fear. And they're so afraid they're going to do it wrong that they're doing it wrong.
Just over and over. Ugh.
I think it's worth a sit down to talk about your feelings.
Very rarely, as much as people come to you, Iliza, for like a snappy comeback, very rarely is that the answer that you give. You're never like,
give it because I'm not here to like, I'm funny enough. And like, now I have to like on the spot write you a joke. And if you don't think it's funny, it's like, it's not a good comment. You don't need a snappy comeback.
No,
you don't need it. I would just over that. I would be like, Violet. They both have V's. I get it. It's Violet.
Come on.
You both have V's.
I know.
You know what you can do? Call your mom by your grandma's name. Be like, okay, Gladys. Call her by any other name and be like, how's that feel?
Yeah, call her by your dad's name.
There you go. All right, Stan. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Stan. But the truth is, you're just coming from such a hurt place and they're coming from such a place of fear. And I feel like if you could just like, it could just dissipate a little bit. You could just diffuse it a little bit.
Or they both have dementia and they all need to go to the doctor.
There's that. There's moms have like no capacity. I mean, you for sure have called Calvin Violet before.
That thing, when your mom gets stuck, I assume you do it now as a mom, Iliza, or you get stuck saying like a dog's name, a cat's name, my sister's name, then my name. I'm like, there aren't that many options that could be me.
You're just pulling names out of nowhere. I mean, I take a medicine that actually lowers that. A side effect is that it lowers my blood pressure. It's an elective medicine. It's not like I need to do this to live. Like it's whatever. And a side effect of low blood pressure is brain fog. When I tell you I am swapping letters for numbers, I am forgetting whole words. I'm just like stopping. I'm just like seeing the word and I can't grab it. And I have mom brain. Mm-hmm. So it is a miracle that my pants are even on facing the right way.
Iliza and Emily, help. I, 30 female, I'm getting married to my fiance, 35 male, in June 2026. For some context, my dad is Scottish, not sure the percentage, and my fiance is Irish, roughly 80% based on 23andMe. About 3 weeks ago, my dad asked me what I thought of him wearing a kilt with our family colors in it for our wedding. I told him it was thoughtful, but no, that is not something I envisioned for my wedding.
I think it'd be awesome.
When I mentioned this to my fiance, he said, yes, we should do that. We got no fight about it. Stupid, I know. It somehow got brought up again at his family's Christmas, and both his sister and mom agreed with me on no kilts. My grandma, Dad's mom, asked me why I said no to my dad and future husband expressing their heritage, and it brought it all back up again.
Wait, dad and future husband. Your husband's Irish, not even. They don't wear kilts.
Well, maybe he's going to wear a kilt that has Irish stuff on it. My
It's just a
fiance,
skirt.
yeah, he wants to wear his Irish skirt.
Okay.
My fiance said, I'm not mad about the kilt. I'm mad it's not even a conversation. Am I the bad guy for not even letting it be a conversation? Mind you, my dad has been married 3 times. I told them if it was that important, they could do it for the rehearsal dinner. I just can't stand the idea.
Do it for his next wedding.
Oh, I mean,
Do it on
also
your
that.
marriage, Rick. Okay.
I just can't stand the idea of kilts and wedding pictures that I want to treasure forever, and they don't exactly scream sexy. Sincerely, frustrated bride. Well, we all know we want our dads to be sexy.
That's right. When I look at my wedding pictures, which is never, I'm like, man, my dad looked so hot that day. I was so
But okay, let's talk. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. As I said it, I was like, don't do that.
But okay, she doesn't want her husband wearing a kilt more so, and she doesn't want her dad wearing a kilt in pictures.
You don't want your husband wearing a kilt because your husband's not really Scottish and you think it's kind of like making a spectacle. I'm sorry. You don't want your dad wearing the kilt because your dad's not really Scottish. It's not a cultural thing for you. Your grandma's not Scottish. You didn't grow up doing Scottish things. It's that American white culturalist thing of let me grab onto like what's in my genetics. So it doesn't mean anything to you and you think that it kind of pulls focus from you, which it won't. I had a kilt at my wedding. Someone was wearing one who has like a Scottish family and I thought it was cool, even though they're American, even though they're regular. But you don't want your day to be a silly thing because your dad's like kind of playing dress up, right? But your husband's right. Your fiance is right. It should always be a conversation. You're shutting it down because you're like, this is ridiculous. It's a no-go. But I have found there have been many times, because it's my job to be decisive, right? As a comic, as a podcast host. And it usually gets me where I have to go. But there have been many times where my husband's like, okay, so I don't even get to talk. I'm like, that's right. And he's like, that sucks. And he'll say something and I'll be like, okay, you have a point. And the point doesn't even have to be about him being right as much as just ancillary information to a point of view. And if you're going to be married to someone, he's right. There should always be a conversation because this is 50-50 and you always want to know where the love of your life is coming from. And so when you shut it down like that, it just makes probably him feel reluctant about bringing up his feelings in the future. Because you would feel, I know it's like fun because we're women. It's like, and I'm sassy and I'm the boss bitch. And when I lay it down, that's what I'm doing. We're doing what the queen wants. If he did that to you, we would be so upset. We'd be like, oh, she doesn't even get to say how she feels at her own wedding. You're the star of the wedding because you're the bride, but you can at least hear him out why he would like it and then say no.
Right. I think there is something to like, yeah, you think of kilt as fun now, but do you really want to look back at your, like all your friends are in nice slick suits and you're up there in your kilt that means nothing to you?
The kilt means nothing, but I think a kilt could be very nice. And they wear those like shields on the front that have the fur. Like, I think it's super formal and nice. It just culturally doesn't mean anything to you. So it does feel like you're just playing dress up for the fuck of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think that if my mom wanted to wear a sari, I'd be like, why?
Right.
We're not Indian. Like, why?
What are you doing?
Why?
Hi, Iliza, Emily, and crew. Love the podcast. My boyfriend and I always try to catch our shows in the PNW. I, 29 female, could use some big sister advice about my big sister, 32 female. We were close as kids.
I'm so sorry. The whole time I've been like, I know it's Pacific Northwest, but it sounds like in PNW sounds like in the puss, not the wuss.
Ugh.
Like in the pub, not the. I was like, there's no W word for like something sexual. In the plump, not the wonk. There's not. Anyways, in the plume, not the woo. Anyways, in the puss, not the wuss. You know. I don't know. That's where I was and I missed the whole beginning.
Okay, I, 29 female, could use some big sister advice about my big sister, 32 female. We were close as kids.
We are big sister.
We are big sister.
We were close as kids, but have had an off and on relationship as adults and are very different people. She is married with kids while I've been dating my boyfriend for 3 years. We are planning to get married next year. We were raised very Catholic with strict parents, and my sister has leaned into her faith while I have taken a step back from it. When my sister got married, I was her maid of honor, spent days helping her hand make 100 plus wedding invitations and centerpieces, planned her bachelorette, spent multiple weekends driving halfway across the state to go to different bridal shops, ran around like a headless chicken on the day of her wedding to direct people, help serve food, clean up after the 200 plus person
Serve
reception,
food.
etc.
I just keep thinking about those invites, how like 50 probably look nice and then the rest like your hand cramped and you're
Got
just
over
like,
it.
living.
When I told my sister that my BF and I would be getting married outside the Catholic Church, she let me know that she and her family would attend as guests, but she couldn't participate in the wedding. Part of being Catholic is that you can't support a Catholic getting married outside of the church.
Oh, snore.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Who cares? Yeah.
I don't think that is a thing. Like, is it the 1600s in Spain?
Right.
A Catholic?
While
Okay.
I was hurt, I had already figured that was going to be the case and told her I understood. I followed up with her later that day to confirm that her not participating would mean she wouldn't be attending dress shopping, helping in any capacity. She responded with an emotional deluge of how she needed to set an example for her daughters, that marriage is between you, your spouse,
That
and
I'm a
God.
bitch, that I'm a
Right.
self-righteous, pious bitch.
After I got all that free labor, you were serving people food, and I can't do
Glenn
shit.
Millie, who I think is Catholic, is chiming in. Do you want to come over? He said she sounds lazy, and I think so too.
She responded with an emotional deluge of how she needed to set an example for her daughters, that marriage is between you, your spouse, and God, that marriage is work and commitment. My boyfriend is divorced, etc.
Oh, that's what it is. She doesn't like that you're marrying him. And now all of a sudden she's super religious.
There's plenty more, but cutting for time. Her
Okay.
message was, they cut for time, not me, Emily. Her message was all over the place, very emotional, felt like she was projecting. I say this because there were a lot of references to the less pleasant aspects of the environment we were raised in. I was hurt and upset she wouldn't be involved in my wedding despite all the ways I have shown up for her over the years. The next day, she started messaging me as if nothing had happened. I called it out and let her know that I was hurt and wanted some space. She fought me on it and said that I wasn't being fair because she set a boundary about not attending my wedding and she was allowed to have feelings. Ultimately, she said she would give me space. That was several months ago. Since then, we only interact at family gatherings and it's very surface level. This has been a pattern during our adult lives, but this is the most extreme example. I've worked hard to overcome obstacles in the past, but this feels like the final straw. My question is,
what's been a pattern?
she said that their adult friendship has been off and on, that they've always kind of been
on when she needs something?
Probably. So it's
Look back at it.
What?
Look back at it. Is it on when she has needed something or just random? Besides the wedding, you say off and on.
Yeah.
What prompts it to be on? I need to know.
Yeah. My question is, how do I get out of this fake everything is fine dynamic? It feels like we need to have a conversation, but I have nothing to say to her. I don't want a close relationship with her right now. Do I say something? Do I accept that we will just have a surface level relationship and smile and be pleasant at family gatherings? Help. Thank you to you and Emily for being a highlight of my Wednesday. Cheers, Benji. P.S. Not named after the dog. It's just my nickname.
No, it was a dog. Well, it's very Catholic for you to hold your emotions in. So she is following suit. That is so shitty. And
It's
what's
so shitty.
is that what isn't being said is the quiet part, which is that she doesn't like your fiance. So she doesn't want to participate in it. She doesn't respect. And was she lecturing you on like how marriages work? You're not married, therefore she doesn't respect what you're doing. You're the girl with the boyfriend forever, whereas she did all the traditional stuff. It is judgmental. It is self-righteous. It is pious. And what sucks is that you still love her and want her to participate. And the fact that you are not Catholic is irrelevant when it comes to shopping for a dress or planning a party. There's nothing in the Bible that says like, ye shall not plan a weekend sloppy getaway for the unfaithful, for an infidel. What you're not saying to her is, this hurts because I did so much for your wedding and I would have done it even if the caveat was, just so you know, when you get married, I'm not going to help you because I love you. So it hurts because I love you and I want you to be part of this. And you are drawing such a random hard line in the sand. And then what she's doing is weaponizing your own emotions by crying, by making it about her child. Like what you're asking her to do is not that deep. You're not asking her to like walk you down the aisle. You're asking her to do all the fun stuff. And she doesn't want any part of it. I mean, I think that there goes your relationship. That is her passing judgment on your marriage. And that is her saying like, I don't support your marriage and your life. And this thing where it's like, yeah, come find me when you've been married for 5 years and you're just like me. Maybe that it's not up for her to judge this.
Well, and she was happy to take all your help, even though you're not Catholic enough for her.
How does she feel about an infidel helping her facilitate her Catholic wedding? Did you get your dirty hands on her perfect, pristine Catholic vows by setting up chairs and writing? Like that just, it feels like an excuse. She doesn't like the guy that you're marrying.
It's shitty.
That's what it comes down to. The better example to set is that Jesus wants you to love everyone and you would be helping your sister with her wedding. That's ridiculous. That is like you're really gerrymandering your biblical ethics by deciding that's where the Lord draws his line. So your sister's bullshit.
Especially if she's willing to go to the wedding. She's like, I'll go. I just won't help at all.
That's insane. She's a bitch.
I bet she doesn't buy you a gift either. I can't give money to someone who's not having a Catholic wedding.
And if you have a baby, are you just going to ignore my baby because my baby's not Catholic? Like, what is that? I would put her feet to the fire. And if she starts to cry, you'd be like, you don't get to cry about you hurting me. Your sister needs to come to Jesus.
But also, you know where you stand now. You've had an off and on relationship. You know she's not there for you. Stop helping her. And what do you want to talk to her for? She sucks.
Why do you want her at your wedding now? That's hard because it's your sister. I don't have that relationship. Like, I don't have a sister like that. But like, just to have someone invited to my wedding that like secretly thinks I'm going to hell. Like, why do you even need that bad juju there that day? You need to blow this wide open or just go on like you're going on and just never talk about it.
Yeah.
But you can't have it both ways. But I really don't like your sister.
No, me neither.
You know who else is Catholic? Madonna. And you don't see her acting like this.
Hi, AIA. First of all, I want to acknowledge how surreal it is to finally be writing in wedding questions, considering this podcast has carried me from dating bums in college 6 years ago to finally having the life I've dreamed of.
We're with you. And I've been 27 the whole time.
I have a friend who I've gotten super close with over the last 2 years. She's overall a great friend, super supportive, kind, funny, but has like a 50-50 chance of bailing on plans. I cannot count the number of times I've planned something super fun. We're both excited. Then like a day before, she always says, whoops, I can't go because of XYZ. From a little coffee shop hangout to big plans like a girls trip weekend where I've already paid for a hotel, etc. Ugh. Most recent time was actually your comedy show in San Jose that I was so excited for since I try to see you almost every year.
Now
Her reasons, her reasons are usually work, mental health, or simply forgetting the plan existed because she's super type B. Since the Miss Iliza show, I decided
butthole
instead of type A. I just never heard hear people refer to type B.
She has a super tight B. And I was like,
she is super type B.
Type.
But she has the opposite. She has a loose butthole. A type A has a tight butthole.
She has a real loose B. And that's why plans are just falling out.
Just falling right out. Can't hold on to them. Since the Miss Iliza show, I decided to completely stop making plans because it was getting too hurtful / annoying.
Yeah. Did you go there?
Right. Felt like I wasn't a priority, even though she's constantly saying I'm the best / closest friend she has. She's not attempted.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not attempted to plan anything at all. And honestly, never really had the last 2 years. It's been all me. Just says, oh, I miss you. Let's hang out.
No.
Now for my wedding. I feel so torn because I want her involved in everything because I do love her. But I'm so scared of her bailing. She's also moving out of state next month. So it feels like our friendship will naturally fizzle out because of that. But for as close as we've been the last 2 years, it feels so wrong to not include her. We're also in 2 other weddings together this year. So I don't want those to be weird if I choose not to include her on my wedding stuff. Okay, help. Thanks.
Super easy. First of all, your problem's getting solved for you. Second of all, I never know, and I'm always a little uncomfortable with the, oh my God, I miss you. I'm always just like, you too, even though I hate writing that. Because it's just like, it's like this, someone had a cup of coffee and adrenaline's coursing through their veins and they go through their phone, like, miss you. And then you have to receive that. And you're like, I don't miss people like that. Like some friends, but like real friends that I miss, I'm not ready to miss you.
You don't
That's
miss
just
me?
no, that's just that I see so much, Emily. That's just this like catch all. Like, hey, girly, miss you, love you, let's see each other. And if she's like, let's make plans, I'd be like, great. And then just leave it in her. She's moving. So even if you do involve her, 100% chance she'll be too stressed out with the move and I don't know what's going on. You cannot give her any responsibility. She is not a bad person. She's not going to change. She is invited to the wedding. You can invite her to the bachelorette and make that she's not your best friend. Make that the bridesmaid's the maid of honor's problem and be like, just so you know, she might cancel. So don't depend on her for anything. Make it super easy so that it's like, yeah, we're getting drinks. Come. We're going to this place dancing. You can come, but she's got to get herself there. Put it all on her. That way, if she does come, it's great, but make it so that it does not alter your plans whatsoever. She is invited to the wedding. That is it. That's it.
I think if you're one of those people that has 6 bridesmaids, sure, she can be one. But yeah, if you're having like 2, no. But and I think you can pitch it like, hey, I know you're moving out of state. So, I'm not going to put any of this work on you. But of course, you're invited.
I have very direct friends. And I like, okay. So for my birthday, we are doing like a bar meetup. And then I'm going to a dinner after, even though I don't feel like eating dinner. It was Noah's idea, so we're going to go.
What do you mean you already don't feel like eating dinner? It's a month away. You don't feel like eating dinner already.
Nope. That's how committed I am to being thin. No, when you sit at a dinner, then you're stuck with the people. Like, I just want to walk around. I'm more mobile.
Okay.
But we can't do a big dinner because then you don't get to see anyone. So I'm like, well, let's just do 8 people, which means it's 4 couples. And so I reached out and I was very honest. And I was like, hey, we'd love to have you. And then so one woman's like, well, my husband's vegetarian. I was like, the truth is it's like a meat heavy restaurant. So I'd rather give that spot to someone who's going to enjoy it. Love you guys so much. And everyone I said that to, it was 2 couples. It was like iffy. They were like, totally get it. No problem. Like real adults are like, I get it. And so you say to her, she will probably accept it. Be like, oh my God, I'd love to be there for you, chica. You can I would plan on her. I would invite her if you really want to. We don't know if she's having 6 bridesmaids, but I would plan on her failing you and I would make it so that you can still have everything, even if she doesn't show up. If it's that important for you to invite her, do not count on her. She is going, trust me, she's moving out of state. She is not going to show up for this and the moving will be too much for her. Mm-hmm. She's shown you who she is. If she's going to go to the mat and get upset, then you can pull out the receipts and be like, I was nervous that if I depended on you, you would cancel. And so I thought I would just limit it to these people, but you probably won't have to do that because she's probably never going to talk to you again once she moves.
Yeah. Sorry.
I miss you it's not gaslighting. I miss you this is me sending emotion your way without having it be an actionable thing. I miss you and I'd love to grab coffee on Thursday is like, oh, you really do. Mm-hmm. Other than that, it's just like spiritual maintenance. Like I'm just letting you know I'm thinking of you, which you could also say instead of miss you.
Yeah.
I did that the other day. I texted Angela Johnson and I was like, that video of your daughter was so beautiful. And she just wrote a heart. And I love that because she didn't have to be like, great, oh, thank you. How's Sierra? We're like, no, this is just a one-way interaction. That's fine. Not everything has to be, So not everything has to be an exchange.
Hi, Iliza and Emily. I have a very unfortunate problem. My next door neighbor is too nice. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wow, Christine, you're an absolute monster to complain about a kind and thoughtful neighbor. Well, that's the issue. I feel terrible, so please let me explain.
Christine, no one's thinking you're a monster.
I know. We all are on your side immediately.
You already hate this neighbor.
I do. My wife and I moved from New England to California about 5 months ago. We live in a townhouse development and our unit shares both a wall and a property line with an overly friendly neighbor, Peggy. Sometimes I go out in the driveway to get something out of my car and she just appears as if from nowhere, ready to chat. Normally I would be fine with this. I'm not unfriendly, actually. My wife thinks I'm too chatty and rolls her eyes when I make small talk with the other neighbors, saying cliche middle-aged things like, how about this weather? Like I've never seen a sunny day before. However, Peggy is different from the other neighbors because she doesn't seem to pick up on social cues. Once she starts talking, she won't stop for 10 to 15 minutes without taking a breath. She speaks slowly, repeats the same stories every time I see her, and she's made me wonder if there's something going on with her that I shouldn't be judging. It's not a
Mm.
conversation. There's no back and forth, just her talking directly at you about her cats or the time her washing machine broke 9 years ago. Not long after we moved in, she asked for my phone number, saying it was a good idea in case anything happened in the neighborhood or if I ever needed anything. And I, of course, didn't want to say no. I really thought nothing of it at the time. Some of the other neighbors on our street had done the same, bringing us welcome to the neighborhood cookies with names and phone numbers on the card. Well, Peggy calls about once a week, usually to let me know that the landscapers, who she's very concerned might be disturbing me, are almost done with their construction project. They are not disturbing me, but she rings the doorbell once a week to give me a progress update, which takes 15 minutes while she tells me every detail on repeat about the project. She will also call or ring the bell to tell me something like, I noticed your cat was sitting in the front window and I didn't know if you knew. Oh my God.
Is she on the spectrum?
That's what our question asker is worried about. Is she's like, I don't know if there's a reason that.
How old is she?
I don't know. Let's
She
see.
sounds elderly.
She recently called to wish me a Merry Christmas and to make sure I had a place to go for the holiday. My wife and I are both active duty, and my wife is deployed and missed all the holidays. The offer from her was truly touching. I thanked her, said I would be spending the holiday with my family. I have an aunt, uncle, and cousins who live 10 minutes away. This woman has been nothing but abundantly kind to me, and I promise I've been perfectly kind, polite, and friendly in return. Then, in the middle of last week, she called my phone while I was at work. It was a completely normal Tuesday at 10 a.m. I immediately assumed the worst, that our house was on fire, my cat was burning to death inside. That was not the case. She was calling to invite me to dinner at their house because she knows my wife is away and thought I might like to celebrate her birthday with them. I'm a monster because I told her I was sick, which wasn't untrue. I had a sniffle and that I would be away the following week for training. She said we could get together when I was better. So here's my dilemma. What the fuck do I do? What a terrible burden to carry, a kind and thoughtful neighbor who wants to make sure I'm not falling alone at Christmas time. I can't be rude. I obviously have to set some type of boundary, but she doesn't pick up on social cues. And unfortunately, I'm just one of those people who people think are friendly. Is there anything I can do besides just coming up with excuses and avoiding her? How do you set a firm but kind boundary? I thought you might have some follow-up questions. Let me try to preemptively answer them.
How old is she?
I'm 40, female.
Not
So is my
you.
wife.
No. Peggy.
No, I don't think Peggy works.
No, for a soldier,
Yes,
you lack a lot of information, essential information for this mission.
Yes, she is married. I think has a kid. Some teen lives with them at least sometimes. So she's not elderly. If she's a teen child, maybe. The other neighbors have acknowledged that she requires some neighborly patience. No, I do not deploy anymore. I work a desk. My wife comes home in a couple months. That will change how often I am home.
Like, literally didn't have any of these questions. Literally TMI. Literally not
Okay,
helping
so
out.
best Christine.
I think Peggy is autistic.
I mean, so that's where we're at, is like, that's what she says kind of at the beginning. Like, I don't know if there are extenuating circumstances here, but I don't know how to deal with it. It's like, this woman is not picking up on any social cue.
No,
what do you do?
Yeah, but here's the thing. We're all so busy in our lives. First of all, your wife's not there. So that does exacerbate it, the amount that you have to interact with her, right?
Yeah.
And I think she sees you and she's like, oh, grandma's here. Sorry. She sees you. She sees your wife is gone. She feels bad for you. She knows that you're in the military. So that always is like, okay, well, what can we do to support them? So she's not taking your social cues, but in a weird way, she is treating you the way that you almost should treat your neighbors, like truly caring for them. I think you just got to take it on the chin. And the good news is, if she doesn't pick up social cues, you don't have to either. You can just be like, I got to run. I've got something in the oven. I've got to go. Like, you can kind of probably just be yourself and she'd be fine with it. I would fully lean into that. I would go to her house for dinner. I would explore. I would see what's going on here. Maybe talk to the husband. He's like, yeah, she doesn't know that today is different than yesterday. Like, sometimes we run into people who are so genuine. We're just so not used to it because it's not the world we live in.
Yeah.
It's not hurting you. You can just, now that you know how she is and the fact that the other neighbors know it, you just kind of plan for it. And you put her number in your phone and you never, ever answer it. And eventually it will kind of wane. As far as the neighbors that don't take social cues or whatever, she does not need to be occupying 15 minutes of your day. You are well within your right to be like, Peggy, I got to go. You told me that story. I have to run. I've got a call. You can always be making up excuses. It sucks because you want to be able to like leave your house. But think of it as like, what if you lean into it a little bit? My husband doesn't really have time for people that like talk too much on the block or whatever. And I will get so weird with people. I just think if you just carve it out, what if there is nothing different about her and she just really cares about you? And what if you got to know her a little bit and that like peeled back a layer? Like, what if you and her got drunk together one night or did a project or you asked her for her help? I think we're so used to putting up these walls because you have your wife and you have your life and you don't like it. There's nothing to be done other than you can just stop the conversation. But yeah, I feel bad for her. I feel bad for you.
I know it's such a tough spot to be in because it's like you don't want to hurt this person's feelings. But yeah, you're getting the boring stories now. Maybe you became more friendly. You get some dirt. Or
Why are you saying, like, you told me this? You told me this. You're a soldier. You're a lesbian soldier. You know how to be direct. You told me this. You told me this.
I used to say every time, the government's calling. I got to go.
Sorry, that's the government. And I don't answer. You saw what happened in Iran. That was my fault. So there's nothing wrong with being like, you told me this, Peggy, and just see what she says. Now, if she keeps telling you this, then you know it's a mental illness and there's nothing you can do about it. But I would just be gentle with her. I don't know. I feel bad for Peggy.
I know, but it is going to change when your wife gets back. And I think if that 15 minutes isn't killing you, just give her that 15.
You know, sometimes people are on like a mental loop and you could disrupt and be like, Peggy, did you see that B-52 bomber that went by today? Hey, did you see that guy that was over there? Did you see that homeless person that tried to start a fire? See if you can get her to like have a normal conversation.
It actually makes me so angry, and this has happened to me where I'm entertaining a weirdo, and I'm like, if they're just going to talk, I'm going to say something back, and I tell them back something about myself, and they're not interested, and I'm like, what the hell?
Well, the thing that you're picking up too is that it's not a fair interaction because it's a lot of her at you, and you're like, I don't know what to do. So the good news is, since it's so imbalanced, you don't have to receive any of it. You could be like, I gotta go, and just do it. What's the worst that could happen? She doesn't talk to you anymore. Why are we so afraid of putting off people that we don't want to be talking to in the first place? Because you're afraid of looking bad, but you didn't do anything wrong. What's she going to say? I tried to tell her about my cat's urinary tract infection for the 5th time, and she didn't want to hear it. Chances are she won't even notice it. It sounds like she is.
This is just you and me. I'm Peggy.
And there's a cat in front of us. Cat's bare asshole.
Did you see how quickly my hand came up so that you wouldn't have to look at the open gaping butthole?
Can I tell you something really funny?
Yeah.
And gross.
Uh-huh.
My kids were playing. My son was naked. They just got out of the bath and they were playing, and something went under the bed, and Ethan scurried under, and the view was just his legs open, a full open butthole, and like tiny little balls and tiny penis hanging as he like scurried under. And just watching like the whole unit wobble, and it was just like an open butthole. And Noah and I still talk about just how graphic that is, even on a child.
You also scurry to me as like a little like cave dwelling creature. Yeah, it's like something scary.
Scurried away under the bed. He went so fast, like a catfish in the mud. Just like this full tiny baby scrotum and penis.
Oh, and you probably picked up some dust under there.
It was graphic. It was just like, oh, your open butthole, which like I see all the time, but like it's like a view that you never want to see any man, even a man that you're attracted to. Like I never want to see. So you're like just on all fours, open. I don't know. Is it nice?
It closes. No, your butt's
Glenn's purple. Glenn is laughing.
Your butt cheeks touch each other for a reason. It's to keep anyone from seeing.
It was like a little hobgoblin.
Genuinely, that's a very scary image to me. A naked child scurrying away.
But just their open rectum and tiny scrotum and micro penis.
Don't.
It's micro because he's a baby, not a condition.
I immediately was like, you can't say that about him.
For now, it's micro.
Because he's a baby. It's proportional to his baby body.
Yeah.
Like,
fine, baby penis, toddler wiener, like whatever. Hi, diddly.
Oh, I'm so upset
like a
by
lute.
that.
Hi, diddly.
Oh,
I heard the little flute that Willy Wonka plays when he calls a Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, when it's
Hi,
well, and then like the scary one when he's calling people for bad stuff, and it's like do 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 do. Yeah, that's when you okay, yeah.
Last one. Anyway, back to bridesmaid drama.
No, this one's sad. We won't do this after talking about a baby's butthole. That's
like the episode, full baby asshole, full exposed baby asshole.
We can't say asshole in the title of the episode if you want people to listen.
We will. Are going to get a government official at our door. Full baby butthole.
Full baby butthole we can do. But I do like the idea that this is the podcast that they reach out about. Like, you're inciting too much on this show.
Yeah, it's not. I don't mean to do any of this. Hi, okay.
Dear AIA crew, love the pod. It gives me motivation every morning going to work. Long story short, me and my girlfriend, me 26 female, her 26 female, split up in November. It was a very nasty...
Not your girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend. It was a very nasty breakup where I got attacked in a group chat, but whatever, I can handle it. We blocked each other on all socials. Recently, I've been shown screenshots of her and another person being flirtatious and not even hiding it. We broke up a day before our 3-year anniversary. Our last year was rocky with cheating.
Wait. Showing her being flirtatious while you were together? Because who cares? What am I missing? And who is showing you that?
I know that's not a good friend who's showing you that. It could be it doesn't say
not
when.
Even hiding what?
I think that they're flirting even though these two just broke up.
You broke up in November. It's January. Oh, okay. I guess it's not that long ago. Okay.
We broke up a day before our 3-year anniversary. Our last year was rocky with cheating allegations on both ends, none of which are true on my end. And when I see these pictures and videos, I can't help but feel hurt and makes me question if she even cared about our relationship. Am I wrong for feeling hurt? Could it be I still need closure? I hate her and how we ended. And this just feels like a punch to the gut and heart. Loads of love, Jessie. And that's their real name. No one on.
You don't hate her, Jessie. You love her.
Yeah.
And that's why it hurts so much.
But also she sucks.
She sucks, but people who suck can still hurt us. And your closure, you're like, how did you move on so fast? People move on fast. These things happen. Everybody heals in different ways. It's less about that. You don't know if she cheated on you. And I don't know if she's shitty. She may not ever come around to admitting it to you, whatever. The good news is you broke up. The good news is you're out of it. You should never be in a relationship where you're accusing each other. And chances are, if you're being honest with us and you never cheated on her, chances are you accuse her of cheating. And so she accused you right back because she felt guilty about it. It sounds like an immature relationship. It sounds like she was done with the relationship before you were. And I've been in that. We've all been in that relationship where you're like ready to go the second it's officially over because you were mentally out of it anyway. I would give it some time. Like you said, it's fresh. I would give it some time. 6 months from now, maybe when you're hurt a little bit less, if you still need that closure, I think it's okay to reach out and be like, I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to let you know that I don't hate you. I just to smooth things over for just so nobody's going into the world holding on to this anger. But right now it's so fraught. It's so raw. Whoever showed that to you isn't helping you. You don't need, it's not your concern what this girl is going off and doing. And she might be in a place where she's cheating. I've made out with people while I'm dating someone. You're in your early 20s. It's not to say that you can't be in a committed relationship. It sounds like you were ready for a commitment and she wasn't, and it was immature and you just need to give it a beat. But you're allowed to feel very hurt right now. Mm-hmm. One day you won't hate her. One day you'll be like, I hope she's doing okay. Or you'll hate her.
You're okay. It's okay. That wasn't
what you would
healthy.
like her to do is give you the respect of being like, I did cheat on you. But she won't be in a place where she can admit that right now because there's too much on the line. If you're both in a place 6 months from now, a year from now where you're happy, you would like to think she cares about you enough to give you the respect of being like, I did cheat on you. It was wrong. If you're giving her the opportunity, but in my perfect world, a year from now, you don't care. I thought about that. I had a boyfriend in high school and I remember one time and I loved him. This was the guy. I went to go to his house and I walked into his room and he was standing there with a girl. And at the time, I didn't think about it because they knew I was coming over. And I don't know if she came in through the window, how they were friends. She didn't go to our school. And every once in a while I think about that. I'm like, you were for sure cheating on me. I don't know if that's true. There's no reason to think that. We loved each other, went to prom together. Like, but I'm like, what the fuck are you in this room for? And I'm like, as a 42-year-old woman, I'm like, I literally would never ask that. It never even occurred to me until recently. I was like, why is this memory popping up?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like life review, but it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter if she cheated on you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It won't matter. Because you'll go on to be so happy that it won't have mattered and you won't be with someone who does that. So lesson is, don't ever be with someone where the idea that they cheated on you is even on the table.
Top of the cob.
It's the top of the cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite. Top of the cob.
Okay, fan bottom. I had to write my dad's eulogy on my 35th birthday. Since he had a great sense of humor and happily babysat our children so my husband and I could attend 2 of your St. Louis shows, I knew I had to keep it light. Luckily, the old but trendy church lady in Warby Parker bifocals landed all but one of my jokes with surprisingly great timing. Okay, so our person wrote it for this woman to deliver. I'm still not sure how someone mispronounces Natty Light, but we knew what she meant.
What did she say?
This person wrote a eulogy for their dad and it involved Natty Lit. Oh, how could you? Yeah, how could you?
Naughty lit.
Naughty lit.
Yeah, I probably said Navy.
This beautiful man loved Naughty Lit. We had a lot of romantasy books on his shelf.
Yeah. Romantasy.
But but I feel, why write it on your 35th birthday? You couldn't do it the day before or after.
Why did she have to deliver it? Why does it have to go through her?
We have so many questions for this bottom. This is a bottom. I'm sorry.
The bottom. All right. What's your bottom?
My bottom is, it's the time of the year where my lips hurt and I never think to have chapstick. And then I have to find it because it's buried somewhere and my little lips hurt and then I lick them. And then it hurts more because then it drives out from the air.
And you got to get the right. You can't get chapstick. You've got to get the right.
No, I have like a goo,
okay.
Not like a, but I just,
it shouldn't be chapping in the heat.
I know. I don't know what's happening, but they're chapping and it hurts.
Or I don't know what's happening, but they're chapping. All right. What did I write for? My bottom of the cob. These are kissing cousins. How long it takes for your email to be deleted from a website you never signed up for. Like now cookies and things are set. So like if you order something, it's like, we have your email. Do you want to endlessly see Wayfair popping up in your fucking inbox, even in your junk, and it still appears at the top for Gmail because they have some like weird draconian shady deal where I still have to fucking look at that. And it's like, it'll take 2 to 4 weeks to delete it. I'm like, why? AI can summon an image of me as a Mayan warlord. Why is this taking 2 to 4 weeks? And on the same electively slow technology, this thing where when you want a refund, you'll see it in 3 to 5 business days. I'm like, really? Because it took you seconds to take it out of my account.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't, as a bank, like we be wanting to get that back? It just bothers me, like all of these slow systems that are put in place. Mm-hmm. No problem giving the info out. We can absorb that. We can take your money all day, but it's going to be a minute and we're hoping you forget. We're hoping something goes wrong. We're hoping you never get your money back.
They are hoping you forget. Yeah.
My bottom. Top.
Fan top. My dad, who I had a difficult relationship with most of my childhood, sent me $50 to go towards my savings for my dog. My family knows that's, it meant so much to me.
Great. In your mind where you're like, get it out. Okay, what's your top?
My top is sometimes it's the cats, but sometimes they'll sit on me and there's like the thing that cats do where they'll try to dominate each other by just licking each other's faces, through grooming. So just start licking each other's faces really hard and and they're like fight licking. And then someone will get mad and suddenly you'll see I also always pulls back a hand and will smack him across the head and run. And it's funny every single time. She always is the smacker. It's always funny.
Is aggressive grooming like malicious compliance?
Yeah.
Compliance in the cat world? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did I already talk about the Thai iced tea I had at Disneyland when I took my daughter?
I don't know that you talked about Disneyland at all.
while we were at Disneyland, there's tons of videos about the thing to eat at Disney and all that stuff. And the truth is it's all junk food. And I largely stay away from that stuff. Noah went to the Bengal barbecue because he had researched that was like one of the better dishes at Disneyland. And I don't know why he did this, but he came back with a blended Thai iced tea with boba.
Ooh.
Not a boba fan.
Okay.
But I was like craving something sweet. And I was like, you know what? I could have a little bit of this. When I tell you this is the best fucking Thai iced tea on the planet, and this is coming from someone who has had Thai iced tea in Thailand, the boba was outstanding. The Thai iced tea was perfectly sweetened, and they did a cold foam, and it was like my mouth's watering. That's so gross. Salted cold foam that was thick, different consistency than the iced tea on the top. I wouldn't give it back to him. I was so blown away by this. So my top of the cob is not only the Thai iced tea from Bengal barbecue, but this like Asian sort of salted cold foam. In Vietnamese coffees, they'll do something called like a salted egg top, which is also like a thick cream that's sweet with salt. There's Einspenners, which is Viennese, but it's like a lot of Korean cafes do them. Any sort of salted, sweet, foamy dairy top. Chinese places, they call it cheese foam. Again, like a salted dairy. I'm so fucking here for it. I love them so much. I love a salted sweet foam on top, and they're not great for you, and I don't care. And that is my top of the cob, and that is the episode. And this is coming out on January 28th, which means I think the 29th you can buy tickets to see Chasing Summer on your own computer, on your own viewing device at home through Sundance. So check out our movie. I believe you can see it tomorrow. I may have gotten that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Or maybe it was through the 29th. Emily will know. The truth is our audio cut out, so it's just me talking. But if Emily has an audio file, this is her chance to say something.
Yep, you can watch it starting the 29th. You can already buy tickets.